Yo, what is good, my fellow Fire Emblem geeks? We are here with Chapter 6 of my Fire Emblem 6 Hard Mode Iron Man. So, in the last chapter, we kind of just blitzed through, killed a bunch of enemies, and seized the throne. This chapter is a lot more involved. This is probably, like, top 5 least favorite chapters of the game for me. And it's not even because it's hard, it's just because it's, like, very tedious. So there's a bunch of locked rooms here, and that means our thief Chad is going to be putting in hella work, just opening them up. The ones on the sides contain treasure and Sue, a recruitable unit, and then the ones on the top and bottom contain mostly enemies and like one treasure chest in the top left. So we're going to like gradually tackle all of those rooms one by one, and then also we have to worry about some reinforcements that come from the bottom of the map if all of my units cross too far north. Then on top of that, there's another character, Kath, who will come out. She appears as an enemy 3 times, and you got to talk to her all 3 times. Or sorry, she appears like 5 or 6 times, but you got to talk to her in 3 separate maps, and then she'll finally join you. This is the first one where we get to do that. Kath is pretty bad just because she joins as a frail thief like late in the game, but since this is an Iron Man, it is good to have backups for thieves, because like Chad, who's very frail, if he was our only thief and he died, we'd be fucked. But we're gonna get the best thief in the game in chapter 8, so we're not too worried about that. Right now we just want to make sure Chad lives throughout this map so he can get all the treasure and open all the doors for us. Otherwise we kind of just, would have a very easy chapter ahead of us if we didn't get any side objectives. But yeah, let me make sure this is on 2 times speed, by the way. And notifications out of the way. I just opened up some bullshit. I don't even know what that is. Alright. Yeah, well, there we go. Another level on Alan. He's going to gain more speed. I think he still didn't gain strength, by the way. He has not gained strength the entire run. Just so insane. 45% chance to do it every level, and he's just whiffing over and over again. Like, imagine you lost that many coin tosses in a row. You'd probably be pissed. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm having Roy and Lance tackle the left side of the map. It's just a couple soldiers and a mercenary. It's very easy. Rucker can solo the right side of the map as long as I'm not taking 2 soldiers a turn and doing proper healing. I rescue Clarine so she doesn't get javelin, and then I realize very quickly that nobody can actually take drop her. So, I just kind of have to hold that. But then in the middle of the map, I have Marcus and Alan, who's benefiting from his support bonuses over the wall, because they're within 3 range still. Until I move Roy. I'm a fucking idiot, dude. But, yeah, I'm like basically just sending some of my strongest or most reliable combat units up through the middle, because that's where the greatest enemy density is. And nobody can really kill knights very well on my team. I believe I undeployed Lou for this chapter, actually. I don't see him. I think I was just under the impression for some reason that my Lou wasn't turning out well. I've mentioned this before, like, I don't know why, because he was kind of fine, but I guess I just had a poor opinion of my Lou in these early chapters, and also I just didn't have space for him. Everyone that I did deploy was absolutely mandatory. So, yeah, I have Saul, a new healer that just joined us. He's going to be very useful, and he will be just healing in the middle. Then I have Ellen and Clarine over to the right, just because you don't really need to manage any action on the left side. There's no more enemies left, and I want to send Rucker and Diek up to handle the enemies in the throne room. There's also going to be some reinforcements that come out on turn, 8, I think they start, from the throne room, and we want to make sure that our party is able to clear this initial bulk of enemies and make it up there in time, which will be very easy, especially when we swap over to the Silver Lance for Marcus. He'll be doing some real boy damage, and also we're going to get another Silver Lance this chapter, so we don't really care too much about if we break this current one or not. We'll have plenty of uses, and then it kind of just isn't going to be all that useful. Marcus himself won't be all that useful in a couple chapters, so yeah. Turn 4, we're making great time here, though. Just sending everyone up the middle, making sure Marcus is fully healed, making sure Rucker is fully healed. and everything's going pretty normally. So at the end of next turn, I'm pretty sure is when Kath is going to make her first appearance. She is holding a lockpick, which is how she does her thieving, obviously. So I'm going to have Chad steal it, and then Roy talk to her, and then she will just fuck off and exit the map after a certain number of turns. So I've got pretty much everything in position. Right, just kind of rushing so we can handle those guys on turn 8. Here's Kath, steal her lockpick. I could steal her vulnerary too, but I did not. And now here's where I just do something absolutely ridiculous. I actually forget to have Roy talk to Kath in this chapter. It doesn't really matter a lot. You don't need Kath ever, but like I said, having a foolproof plan for all the thievery that you do in this game would have been really nice. But I think I just, like, stole the lockpick, and I'm like, alright, that's it. I'm done with Kath. I don't have to do anything with her. I don't know if I'd start making my way to her immediately, or... Okay, yeah, I just stay in place for some reason. I don't know what the hell I was doing. An alternative that I could have gone with is leaving Kath with her lockpick so she could do some of the door opening for me, and then stealing it from her. Or just, like, you know, being one turn behind her or ahead of her, stealing the chests in the rooms that she opens, but I didn't care to think about it that hard. That mage was actually scary. I was planning to feed him to Thani, but because he had a Thunder Tome, he had crit, and her luck hasn't taken off yet. She just has not leveled much at all, so she actually does face some crit. Oh, I do steal a Vulnerary. Alright, but I forget to talk to her. Yeah, nice job, Max. You're a fucking genius. So, yeah, the chapter looks like it's almost done, right? Unfortunately, there's still, what, in real time, probably 20 plus minutes? 34 minutes left of shit to do in this chapter, which is just absurd. We're watching it on 2x speed, so yeah, it won't be too bad. But there's just a lot of moving and rescue dropping and, like, you know, one square door spacing that you got to deal with in this chapter. None of it is hard at all. None of the enemies are hard at all. It's just so annoying, man. It's like there's too many objectives for an early game map. And low-key, I feel like even some of the castle maps that do get a little, like, action intensive, and by action I mean, like, not combat, just, like, the actual actions that you have to pick, and, like, lots of doors and chests and rescue drops and all that bullshit. Like, this chapter kind of feels worse than all of them. Like, it might be more bullshit going on than any of the other ones. So that first wave of reinforcements come out, and Lance takes almost all of them. Alan, I guess I left within range without remembering. And that archer goes in 2 ranges him. I could have just had the javelin to begin with, but I didn't. Whatever. No cost whatsoever. And then I want to get Thani in range for some kind of training. Like, it's definitely a priority of mine that, like, because I didn't get to train her in Chapter 2 like I would have liked to, it just set her back in the ability to actually kill the rest of the enemies. So, like, she's kind of suffering for my earlier blunder chapter after chapter, and it's getting worse. Keep in mind, by the way, that 2 chapters from now is when I get the Elysian Whip, so I'm, like, really just scrambling to find ways to work that kind of training arc in for her. So now I move almost everybody north, but to avoid those southern reinforcements, I am keeping Ellen and Dorothy there. They don't really have much to do in this chapter. In my mind, right now, I'm dropping Ellen entirely for Saul. She's just better than him in every regard other than luck. And yeah, she'll remain a backup, but we want to focus on Saul. So Saul and Clarine are kind of like both hogging the primary guiding ring spots now, because I'm like, my Lou is not great. At least on my mind he wasn't, but he definitely would have been good. So right now I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to promote Clarine first and Saul second. Got this mage that I really want to pick off with Thani, unless she faces crit, which, yeah, it's a Thunder Mage, meaning she does, so it's not even worth it. And there's going to be, I think, one more wave of reinforcements at the top, and then the all of the top and bottom rooms, actually. All 4 of them have dudes in there that we're going to be killing. So it's just training project city right now. The top rooms are actually a little bit scary with the enemies and enemy variety they have in there. So we want to tread carefully around those, but everything else we're kind of just rushing. Remember, there's one more round of reinforcements. All right, we just got Sue. Sue is not good enough for me to want to use, but she is going to be a part of a pretty good strat in the next chapter, the Mecha Chapter 7 opening strat, which most regrettably I did not record myself doing, if I'm not mistaken. I think I have some footage of Chapter 7 that I was surprised to find. We'll find out very shortly, but yeah, she can pick off a Wyvern and rescue drop Roy. Those are her real, you know, shining contributions to the run. I also wouldn't want to use her because in this Iron Man, I am intent on going to the Ilia route and not the Sakai route. I also haven't gotten to level Thani very much, so there's just like a million reasons why I wouldn't use Sue. Although, like, I'm fine with trying to see if Sue can be usable. So I think, you know, I made sure to bring an Iron Bow for her to try to get some kills this chapter. I wanted to see if maybe she could just get like a little bit of speed or like a little bit of strength. But I don't really end up finding a very good chance to do that. Do I chip Kath with Thani? I'm a genius if I do. I've been chipping Kath in every playthrough since this one. I like thought of it shortly thereafter. And yeah, I'm so dumb. I never talked to Kath with Roy. I don't know why I didn't do that yet. And I also was kind of wondering in this playthrough, like, why is Kath behaving in a way that I'm not familiar with? I think when you talk to her with Roy, that's when she starts to exit. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Here I just Armor Slayer the Knights. Easiest way to kill them, and also Rucker is desirable to get EXP on. Like, I just want to get him as many cracked strength level ups as I possibly can before I promote him. He's already been doing really good. Get a good level on Lance. Alright, take down those Knights. Roy, you're supposed to talk to Kath, man. What are you doing? Alright, just chipping him down, and I think, yeah, he'll attack Alan on his turn. And now I just wait because, like I said, the enemies in there are a little bit scary, so I'm going to go at it this turn. Rescue Chad away so no crazy shit happens. And then I'm like, wait, shit, I kind of didn't get in position all the way for these guys. Hey, yo. But I realized, like, okay, I'm going to have to be kind of careful here. Yeah, Rucker, I don't want him getting hit by any of those guys. Just, you know, pick them off. And then the Knight and the Mage are really the scary things here. But soldiers, if they connect with you, like, they actually do a good amount of damage. So I'm just trying to get rid of as many enemies as possible. I realized, like, okay, it's actually definitely worth to hit this Mage. No way the Knight and the Soldier hit me for a combined 23 next turn. Oh, the Knight doesn't even move. I didn't know that. No way Marcus was, like, his highest priority target, right? Whatever. So I decide I'm just going to deal with this Knight with Javelins. Nice crit. Still no strength. Lamel. I don't know why my DMs are popping up on Discord. Actually, I'll just enable streamer mode for the rest of the thing. Right, I can do that. Man, I don't know shit about using Discord. But yeah, you see what I'm doing here. I'm just opening these doors and kind of slow rolling the top rooms at the very least. Getting as much EXP as I can. Getting all the treasure. And then ending the chapter. And it's just so tough, man, that this is like the most annoying castle map in the game. And it's so early. These guys are just a little bit scarier than they should be. And I hate dealing with this fucking chapter, man. Whatever, I just have Lance get all the kills. I'm like, alright, fuck it, I don't even care anymore. He could take all 4. And he does. So yeah, really no great mistakes or drama for the rest of the chapter. I hate to tell you guys. Still about 9 minutes of footage left. I don't really know what to say about this map in particular. But I guess for going forward into Chapter 7, like I said, regrettably, I did not get the footage of it, right? So what I would recommend is just look up the Mecha Strat for Chapter 7, which is, you know, basically rush Roy and Marcus to the east and north. Then you recruit Zealot on turn 2. He recruits Trek. Trek brings Roy back. Like, you do a little bit of rescue dropping to get Roy in range to recruit Zealot by the end of turn 1. And then you send your strong combat units to the top left. I had Rucker, Dieck, Lou, and Saul go that way. Chad picking up the villages. Then, like, on the right side, I had Marcus and Zealot, which is already, like, enough combat power. Roy, who you kind of got to babysit to keep alive. Oh, first good level for Roy. Let's go. And then there's a Wyvern that will come down on each side, right? So I had Zealot, maybe Marcus, I don't know. There's like a lot of enemies over there, so I forget exactly how I broke it down, but Sue had to give her life on, excuse me, on the Wyvern in the east. She was part of the rescue chain to get him there, to get Roy there, and I think she just didn't do enough damage, or she got hit by something that wasn't a Wyvern that killed her in one hit. I forget exactly how it happened, but that was my first death of the run. And my only death for quite a while, I believe. So, I don't remember. Yeah, you'll have to watch to find out, and so will I, because I forget exactly what chapter people died and who died. But, you know, we'll get there. That's part of the adventure. But yeah, Sue dies in chapter 7 for me. Other than that, it's a relatively uneventful chapter. And I promote Rutger at the end of it. You get a hero crest. He had a ridiculous amount of strength. I also trained him in the arena a bit. And yeah, it was pretty drama-free other than the loss of Sue. So losing Sue means that I don't get to recruit Shin in chapter 9, which is kind of sad. Shin is a very strong unit. But he also contributes to getting you to Sakai. So remember, with my underleveled Danny, like, I don't want to accidentally spam Shin too hard and end up going to the way harder route on the split. And also, I just, like, don't really care about having a bow unit necessarily. We'll see later in this run that, like, you really don't need to train any of the archers in order for them to be extremely useful, just by being Wyvern snipers. But yeah, that's kind of where things are at in this chapter, just dealing with this last group of enemies, and then the boss. So, like I said, I think I found some footage of my chapter 7. I'm gonna show it if it is worth showing, and then if not, we'll just be in chapter 8 next video. Still 12 minutes of real time. Jesus Christ. Oh, we get the goddess icon, which we're gonna give to Rutger. We also have the southern reinforcements to deal with. Jesus. Yeah, this chapter is so dense, man. I actually am not that close to the end. Wow. Yeah, Rutger's gonna get the goddess icon because he has a low luck stat, and he faces crit when his supports aren't in range. Also, I believe I have not even built Rutger. Oh no, I got Rutger and Clarine C in chapter 5. So now, like, with those two things, he's pretty much never getting crit by any enemies, which is not unless they have killer weapons, and that's why he's such a great boss killer in this game. We killed the boss of the last 2 chapters with Rutger, I believe. No, just chapter 5. And I think almost every boss kill from here on out is going to go to Rutger, unless there's, like, a specific unit that I need to train. But because this is an Iron Man, I'm not trying to fuck around, right? Rutger just has the best combat of anyone. He has insane crit rates, insane dodge, insane damage output. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say about the guy? And the fact that he'll never get crit anymore because he's supported and got the goddess icon is great. Also, my Clarine just got another point of magic. She doesn't end up being that blessed in magic for the whole run, I'm pretty sure, but the beginning was very good for her, which I liked. And here, oh, dude, oh my god, I forgot. Bro, I almost lost Dieck right there. If I lost Dieck right there, my entire run changed. Oh my god, I completely forgot that happened, bro. Dude, I almost threw the run right there. And it was all because, like, you saw I had infinite turns making my way over there. It was all because this fucking chapter bores the fuck out of me. I was having a fucking ADHD moment, man. Wow, I'm so glad that didn't happen. Alright, I get a little kill on Thani right here against this stupid fucking soldier. Heal her up. And then we're going to the boss. Yeah, you already see Rutger's moving. Making sure he's next to Dieck for them fucking gains, baby. Making sure Clarine gets all that EXP. trying to like min-max everything. That woke me up. Almost losing Diak right there. I'm like, all right, like no more fucking around. We're just getting through this. Fuck this chapter. Need to be done. I also have the threat of chapter 7 looming over me, and oh, losing Diak would have been fatal. I think I might have lost the run right there. I had a 45% chance to throw the fucking run in the garbage. I'm going for supports before I fight the boss, I guess. I realize I've spammed it. Wait. Did he have crit? Did he have 1 crit? I know and don't die, but okay, it's 0. I'm just tripping. Yeah, and then we obliviate him and heal. And spam. Yeah, Clarion Rucker B, let's go. Okay, we're off to a great start in this run. Yeah, oh my god, I still can't believe I almost lost Diak. Oh, I have my battle preps for chapter 7. Alright, that's why this video is so long. Okay, what do I do? I'm gonna skip through most of the preps. / might just be AFK. Yeah, I was just AFK. Alright, well, that's it for chapter 6. I will see you in the next video, which hopefully is some good chapter 7 content, but if not, it'll be chapter 8. Alright. Peace.